I am bummed that I missed the meeting last week because Rochelle got to share such exciting news about Marina, who's joining as a core contributor, which we're all super psyched about.
Yeah, it was cool, but it was also recorded if you really want to relive the moment.
Ooh, I do actually.
Well,
um,
I'll find the
uh,
link.
awesome. Um, really psyched that thank you so much, Patrick. Patrick and Joseph have taken our basically like meeting and recording capabilities to the next level lately, which I'm so appreciative of. Thank you. All right, we are gonna go ahead and get started. I see a good quorum on here. Thank you again to Rochelle who did the slides today. I'm just going to share my screen. Do you guys see it?
Yes. And also, I didn't do anything. I hit duplicate.
Well, hey, that's what I normally do and take full credit for it. So, I'm also just going to ping Drake and make sure that he's here to do our KPIs. Awesome. Okay, well, happy September 12th, everyone. Welcome to MetricsDAO Weekly Plan. I can't promise as good of a show as you had last week, but we'll do what we can. Normal agenda for today, intros, if there's any new faces. We'll review our KPIs and pod updates. Quick reminder to stay muted unless you're speaking. QL Crypto.eth. Just to minimize background noise. And if you've got anything that you want to chime in on, drop it in the chat or go ahead and unmute yourself. All right. Is there anyone on the call who has not joined one of these calls or introduced themselves before? If so, feel free to drop a note in the chat or take yourself off mute. Tell us your Discord handle and what brought you here.
I'm actually Meg. I'm not sure if I have, but yeah, it's great to be working with everyone. I'm part of the Flipside team, but joining to help out doing some UI and engineering stuff on this team. So I'm really excited.
Super excited to have you here, Hannah. As you guys might have noticed, we have almost doubled the number of Flipside engineers that are working in MetricsDAO right now. As we work to build out the protocol, really excited to bring some MVPs to life over the next couple of weeks. Any other engineers who want to say hi?
Website engineers? If so, then yes, me. Hello. First one of these for me.
Welcome, Sebastian. Where in the world do you find yourself today?
Florida, unfortunately.
Hey. Oh, Sebastian, you'll have to talk to Zook at some point. You guys are both living the digital nomad life, but normally Sebastian's like in somewhere cooler than Florida. All right. Moving forward to KPIs, reminder, probably the last week we'll say this reminder, but we've evolved how we're reporting on our KPIs. We used to just look at analyst submissions, and now looking at all three steps of our process plus the X metric leaderboard. I'll hand it off to Drake to take us through them.
Awesome, thank you. So we don't have anything on community brainstorming this week. We've been a bit slow there recently. You'll also notice a big no data available image on both the analytics and the peer review. We've just run into some technical limitations on how much data we can ingest. So I took a look at Airtable, and we've received over 1,800 submissions so far from analysts. I don't have a metric for number of analysts, but also want to be clear that that 1,800 number is inclusive of the blockchain analytics course stuff that's running through there as well. We've also seen, less open projects recently and more claimable bounties, so natural for our momentum, or rather our submission count, to be slowing a little bit. But we see good appetite, so I expect that to pick right back up as we get more flow coming through. We can jump over to the peer reviewers. There's not going to be much here as well. Similar situation of just kind of low data, as well as a call out again that we do want to have more metrics here around like score convergence. Lee has done a lot of really awesome ad hoc analysis on score convergence, but we definitely want to have this public facing at some point. So yeah, not too much here on the data. That 1,800 number is probably the big takeaway. If we jump to the leaderboard here, we'll see that our metrics have not really changed from last week. We've got a few payments in the queue for X metric, and we've improved our speed around that. So hoping to continue to see this change faster in forward weeks.
Awesome. Thanks for the update, Drake. And I know some fixes in this queue around the Zoho dashboards. All right, a reminder on our season 2 goals. Our mission to grow the 3-step analytics program and run all of our partnership activities through it. We'll accomplish that by participating in protocol testing with Polygon and Xmetric deployments. That's why we've doubled the size of the Flipside engineering team devoted to this project, hoping that we're using some of our Polygon MVPs before the end of the season. 2, figure out how to activate Mentor Circle into Community Growth Engine. So excited that Mentor Circle is already planning its next set of workshops. And 3, hire a new business development lead. Sadly, we haven't kind of completed this process yet, but we do have some good candidates in the interview process. This is also a good time to note that we only have like 2 or 3 weeks left in season 2, which ends at the end of September. So we are going to take the first 2 weeks of October as our shoulder season. We'll spend week 1 retroing and reflecting on the previous season. What went well? Where can we improve for previous seasons? And then the following week, planning for the season ahead. And so, as we did last season, I'll prep some stuff to kick us off with, and we'll be looking to as many people who would like to participate in this process as you'd like. So please, DM me, drop a note in general or team chat if this feels like something that you're interested in taking part in. And with that, we'll move into pod updates, starting with Bounty Ops.
Sorry, I was on mute there. So past week's accomplishment, we completed the brainstorming for Goldfinch, and we're able to launch actually today the bounty question to the community. That's been claimed. We're just actually trying to figure out who claimed it. They forgot to add a Discord ID there, so that's a little fun mystery for the day. As well as we were able to review the 11 flag submissions from batch 3 last week as well, and have been talking to Elise and hopefully looking into test the tooling that Flipside has created for auto grading more over here to see if we can start to screen out and catch these submissions prior to them actually ending up in the reviewer's hands. This week's priorities, we're looking to consolidate the Bounty Notion pages down to 2 or 3. This way everyone will just know where to go, and we can have all the bounties actually show up in a more centralized location. We've moved things over to Asana, and we're going to start to clean that up a little bit as things change and actually create a better process there, so that can be the source of truth for the Bounty Ops team, and ensuring that we're shipping out those brainstorming bounties, the actual analytic bounties, as well as those reviews. Exploring the iterative review process for our insights-driven bounties. And then Kakamora, I believe you add the rest. I'm not sure if they are here to speak, but we're going to review the DApp bounties as well, and then making sure that the payments go out for True Freeze. And then for this week, we really don't have any concerns or blockers at the current moment in time. Any questions around all that?
Not from me. Love to see the centralized location for Bounty Notion pages.
Yeah, +1 on that.
Awesome. All right, moving forward to protocol dev, Nomadic.
Hey everyone. Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, we've brought in a lot of new teammates and it's awesome. We're doing our best to get everyone up to speed, getting their environment set up, and sharing some insight into what we're hoping to accomplish here. We've also done a big focus on testing and architecture cleanup, and things are coming along well. And yeah, ton of planning and organization discussions. Like with so many engineers, we need to make sure everyone has work to do and all of that. And it's a lot harder and more work than it seems like it should be to pull that off. So yeah, this week we are continuing the ramp up and onboarding process. And our major focus is going to be on implementing some new designs for the D app for our protocol and building out new features so that our web app can keep up with the actual protocol itself. That's it.
Awesome. I can attest to how much work the planning process is. So thank you, Nomadic and engineering team. All right, biz dev, Drake.
I added one line to this,
Okay.
Meg. I don't know if you had filled it in last week or for Shell or someone else had filled it in, but I just had here the scheduling first conversation with Grappa. I know too, as you had mentioned, we did not move forward with our offer for a BD lead, so that's still in process. Nothing else insightful from me on BD, so I'll leave some space.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to update this slide and I should have. Priorities are pretty similar since I was at a conference last week. We are likely not going to move forward with a paid curation deal for Harmony, so we will be deprecating that data and not supporting it anymore. But lots of BD lead interviews and some good follow-ups from MCon. We met some interesting projects that are interested in analytics. We'll see where that goes. All right, DAO Ops, none.
Hey everyone. Biggest thing is that we got our constitution ratified, so we officially have like a system set in place for governance and other stuff. Now we actually need to like publish it, make it public, and kind of publicize it. But we can start getting through other proposals, so those will probably be coming quickly. I want to get 2 and 3 done before season 2 ends for sure. And then on the backside, we're kind of doing something, thinking about experiments to run, like maybe incentivizing people to vote in some way, whether it's like a POAP or X metric or something. We're still thinking through that, but that'll come too eventually. That's all I got.
Yeah, and last week was just a bunch of payment processing, catching up on some season 1 things that we had missed, as well as just staying on top of general season 2 processing as well. And then we also completed the month-end process, and those contributor payments have been queued and will be paid out this week. In terms of this week's priorities, it's continuing payments, recon, and processing, as well as some brief, I put the bullet in the wrong place for past week accomplishments, but reviewing new tooling and seeing if we can incorporate some new stuff into our treasury stack to make things more efficient and scalable.
Awesome. Thank you, Nan and Connor. I'm super psyched that we have a constitution. I was about to make a Nick Cage joke, but I realized that he stole the Declaration of Independence. All right, curation, Isui.
Hey, so we have our Teradata share set up by the team at Flipside. We had some technical difficulties with getting it all connected into Snowflake. So we're kind of still working on that. But the early data is still available. We have the blocks being ingested and being populated. Just waiting on getting all the transaction data as well. So we're looking to hope to pretty much start working on curating those tables this week. And yeah, no concerns or blockers aside from that.
Awesome. Beginning curation is actually a really nice milestone for this project. It feels like step one, but there's so much work that has been done to index the data so that it could be curated. Terra 2 is working off of some old infrastructure that has made that process kind of slow. And as Sui, I know you know that Forg is out of the office this week, but if you need anything in his absence, ping me or insert funny cliche.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thanks for that.
Awesome. All right, and last but certainly not least, growth team.
Yeah, so main accomplishment last week, unless I missed something, we had the workshop with Flipside on their Shroom DK. It's up on our YouTube channel for anyone who missed that. And then this week, we're about to post a new code of conduct that Marina drafted on the forum. All feedback and edits and comments welcome. This is to help us, stay aligned with our values and what types of behaviors we want to promote and why we're doing this. It's a pretty cool piece. It was shared also in the growth channel, and we're posting it tomorrow. Promoting the new constitution, which was mentioned tomorrow as well. We are prepping for How I Broke into Web3 series, which is starting next Thursday, with, I believe, someone who's in our mentors channel. And they work for Polygon. So it's a pretty cool series. We're interviewing people with tons of different backgrounds. They do not have to be in analytics. They just have to be working in Web3, and we want to hear how they got here and what their background was and any tips they have. It should be a pretty flowy conversation. And if you have anyone you want to interview or invite to this, please let us know in the growth channel. Super open to any type of profile. And last but not least, Helix is going to DuneCon this Thursday, and we're thinking of writing some type of cool blog post about it, what he learned or something cool that happens there, and get us more Dune wizards. No concerns or blockers.
Amazing. Helix, I'm excited to get the scoop on how the Dune conference goes.
I
All
know, right?
right.
We kind of want to just lurk.
um, all right, that is the end of our regularly scheduled programming. Lots going on. Let's finish the season off strong with all of our existing work. Over the next couple of weeks, we won't be taking on a lot of brand new work or brand new initiatives, but really focused on getting stuff in a good spot to finish off season 2. All right. Thanks, everyone. Find us in general or team chat with any questions or feedback. See you
Thank you,
around.
Kat.
Bye.